All right, everybody, welcome to this. This is the Traveling Comedy Podcast where we talk to comedians about traveling and where they've been, where they want to go. Today I'm joined by a very special guest, a good buddy of mine, a friend of mine in the New York comedy scene since I moved out here. Derek Drescher, everybody. Let's hear it for Derek.
Woo. Thanks for having me, buddy.
Hell yeah. Today we're in a new studio. This is different. We're at the Stand Studio. Across the street from the Stand Comedy Club and Restaurant in New York City. This is beautiful.
We're taking over.
Derek is a regular at the Stand. You can catch him there regularly throughout the week and on the weekends. Dude, how you been?
I've been good. I miss you.
I miss you.
Yeah.
This is the only way. I was telling Patty, this is the only way I'm going to get to talk to you. I never see you anymore.
I mean, I don't see you either.
I know. Isn't that funny though? Yeah. That's where we are in our comedy career now. We're just like we're all on different paths.
And this is how I look at it. Like if I will pick up with you right where we left off.
That's how it always is.
I'm not upset at you.
No.
You're not upset at me.
No.
There's some people who, if you don't talk to them for a couple days, they're like, nah, you haven't talked to me. You haven't checked in on me. I don't come from that school. That's not what I do.
No. When I see you, it's all love.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah. But I do give people shit. Just like, where you been?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like, just get the.
I wish I saw you more than some of the other people I see regularly.
I know.
I'll fucking be honest with you.
Comedy is like high school in that way, where it's like you only see the people you don't want to see.
It's like Gio. I love him, but it's like, oh my god.
Oh yeah,
again.
You guys see each other every day.
Again with this fucking Dominican.
Yeah. What's been new? What's going on?
Nothing good.
Really? Like what?
I'm just fucking 42-year-old fucking white dude.
I feel like you've been 42 for the last 3 years. I'll be honest, because I remember when I met you, you were turning 40.
I was 39 when you met me.
39,
3 years ago.
Yeah.
I'll be 43.
Coming up.
Yep, I'm be 43 in a couple months.
Wow. What are you doing to celebrate?
Nothing.
Why?
Because it's whatever, dude.
Yeah, but like, I don't know.
I'll go to a nice dinner with my girl, get a blowjob, maybe anal, and that's
anal.
Yeah.
Wow.
43rd birthday.
43. That's what you get at 43.
Yeah. Our anal anniversary is actually coming up. And we were traveling when we did that. We were doing spots in Boston.
You're doing spots in Boston?
We call it Butt Fucking Boston. That's
really?
Our anniversary.
Oh, it's like that song, Dick Down in Dallas.
I guess.
You never heard that song?
No.
She's getting railed out in Raleigh, tag teamed up in Tennessee, analed in Austin, butt fucked in Boston.
Really?
Yeah, getting dick down in New Orleans.
Who did that?
It's a song. It's a good song.
That's probably where she got it from. Women are fucking unoriginal.
Every time I go to Nashville, so in Nashville there's live music in every single bar.
Right.
And every band will go, we'll play any song you want for
except
$20. If you want Dick Down in Dallas, it's $100.
Really?
Yeah, but then you see all the crazy white trash folk are like, I got it! And they take out $100 bills and throw it into the bucket.
They'll chip in?
Yeah, then you'll see all the bands go, fuck!
Why they don't like to play the song?
Because it's just like, it's crude. It's just like a very crass song.
Well, bro, that's where society is heading nowadays.
People just want to see crass shit.
In the other areas, Midwest, down south, that stuff is for the club, and house parties. It shouldn't be. I agree with them. I don't think it should be
played in bars.
No.
Yeah, keep that shit at home.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, but it's fun when you're like hammered. You don't drink. You're sober. It's fun when you're hammered. That's the other thing.
I have started partaking in the use of edible THC.
Wow.
CBD, yeah.
I was going to ask you today because I thought about you on the way here because I was coming to see you, but also I was thinking about because I've started microdosing mushrooms once in a while, and I was like, I wonder if you do that. I
also have experimented with mushrooms.
You like it?
I did it on Thanksgiving because heroin was my favorite drug of all time.
Right. By the way, for those who don't know, Derek is an ex-convict. Just for him to come out and just say, heroin was my drug, it's not out of pocket.
Yeah.
Nobody is surprised. We know him. We love him. He's reformed. But he is a criminal.
It's a shtick.
Yeah.
It's my shtick.
It is his thing.
It's what separates me from everyone else.
And you can hear about it every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Stand Comedy Club Restaurant in New York City.
Every midnight.
Anyway, so go ahead. So heroin was your drug?
Heroin was my drug, and then even when I was younger, weed, I never took weed. It used to make me feel like I was going to swallow my tongue and shit. I bug out on weed. And then hallucinogenics, more psychedelics, I never had a good time either because I thought so much. So I was thinking, my emotional intelligence is so much better now. I wonder how I would feel if I took some mushrooms. So on Thanksgiving, me and my girl Kate, we went to the movies, and I took some, and I had a good time.
What movie did you see?
We saw. I don't even remember. I don't remember.
Isn't that the funniest thing about mushrooms?
Yeah,
You
but
just-
dude, it was
having,
so
you know
cool.
you're having a good time.
I like looked up and like the light from like the projector, and there was like all these colors in it.
Oh, Barbie.
It was cool.
Oh, so you took a lot. You took like enough.
Yeah, I thought I was a microdose, but I didn't know how to microdose properly. So yeah, every time I've taken them, I've definitely tripped.
Yeah.
Straight up tripped. Yeah.
I took them at a Black Cat open mic. I've been telling everybody I've been doing them in the wrong place.
I wish more people knew about Black Cat. It's just like so inside, but I love that.
I know, yeah.
One of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life was what you did there the one night.
Oh, that was like when I first moved here. It was like probably about like
just
4
used
months
A
in.
couple months here, and we started hanging tight. But we're at the mic, and the woman who hosts the mic is supposed to be Slovakian.
Yeah.
She's a very portly Slovakian woman with, I mean, gigantic breasts. And you go up at the mic, and she sits in front of you in a chair with a microphone herself.
Yeah.
And it's wild. It's a good mic. Yeah, I used to have a lot of fun going there. But, all these young comics would go up to her and they'd be like, oh, Sonia, we have, with industry rooms coming up, I need to go up early, or I need to get on. And then Brandon gets up there and he goes,
well, because they would go up there and they would ask for these
and they would
requests,
suck.
And they would bomb.
Yeah. And Brandon goes, what are we doing? He goes, this is what you do. You come here, you tell Sonia you need to go up at the Broadway Comedy Club industry room, and you just come up here and you do this, and you just bomb. And he goes, don't worry about your avails at Broadway. He goes, you send your avails here. You send your avails to Sonia, because this is where you belong. It was just hilarious.
That was a good
I know, like nobody's gonna get it. And,
No one gets it.
but I don't care.
I don't care
Yeah, I
either.
don't care either.
For the 20 people that watch this, they'll have a good time.
Yeah.
They'll think they're there.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Sonia is, imagine tripping out on mushrooms and she becomes the cat from Alice in Wonderland.
Dude,
that's
so
what
is that
Sonia
what
is.
happened to you?
Dude, the
Cheshire
What
cat?
happened was so my buddy who I live with, he's not a comic. He's one of my best friends since 5th grade.
Are you still sleeping in that kitchen, or
I'm in the house. I got my own room. Yeah.
he got
Anyway.
promoted from the fields to the house?
Yeah. Also, by the way, this is another thing about like our friend group. Anytime I see somebody like from our group, because like we don't see each other very often anymore, people go, "Yeah, you still in that kitchen?"
My favorite thing too about you with the kitchen is there was a mouse and you like befriended it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had poison, but I was like, one time I
little.
accidentally.
His fucking roommates are putting poison out. Brennan's throwing it out. Fucking.
I'm like, what are these crumbs on the floor? They're like, that's gonna get rid of the mice. I'm like, you mean our pet?
Yeah.
Our house pet. He's eating the roaches. One time I actually caught one on a sticky trap inadvertently. I didn't mean to do it.
They're done after that.
I didn't even know what a sticky trap was. They were just in our house one day.
Yeah.
And my buddy put one in my room. And I came home one day and I just hear,
So sad, right?
oh, dude. I was like, I looked at him and I go, I don't know why you're crying. This is your house now.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give you the room.
Were you able to get him off the sticky trap?
No, if you fucking try to take them
ripped
off,
their
you
legs
rip
off?
their fucking arms and legs off.
So he just died.
I put a garbage can over him and I just let him suffocate.
Oh Jesus.
I know. Maybe that's animal abuse. I don't know if we're gonna cut that. We might have to cut that. That's what Derek ended up in prison for, by the way. It wasn't the heroin.
that's okay.
It was because he was killing too many mice.
I don't think PETA's going to come at you for a mouse.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
So you're tripping on mushrooms at Black Cat.
Right. So my buddy and I, we took the day off of work and we were in Washington Square Park, and then we were like, oh, we should do some chocolate mushrooms. So we went to this little weed dispensary that also sells them, this little bodega.
The chocolate bars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we take 1 square each, which is supposed to be like a 0.5.
Yeah.
Waited 30 minutes to 45 minutes. I'm like, you feel something? He goes, nah, I don't feel anything. I'm like, all right, let's take another one. Took another square. It's another 0.5. I didn't really feel it, and I was like, all right, at this point, I got to go to
eat
I
the whole bar.
got to go to open mic. I'm going to an open mic because, like, I'm trying to work out. I'm like, you want to come? And he goes, well, last time I was there, I didn't really have a good time, but now since we're going to be on mushrooms, it'd probably be fun. I was like, all right, cool. So we start walking, and I'm like, you feel anything? And he goes, nah, I don't feel something. 10 minutes into the walk, a baby in a stroller passes by us with his mom, and my buddy goes, oh. And I go, what? He goes, see that baby's head? And I said, no. And he goes, oh, they're hitting me now.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. And he goes, come on, we got to take another one. So he gave me another piece. Now we get to Sonia's. Now I'm 3 pieces of chocolate in.
Yeah.
I'm like 1.5 grams.
Yeah.
I've never gone more than a gram.
Right.
I'm like, you know, like I'm like that guy where like when I start doing things like this, I'm like, oh, I think I got it. But then I went past the point of I got it to I don't got it at all.
Yeah.
And I'm in Sonia's and I'm like, I'm starting to feel it a little bit, but like not crazy. And you know, before Sonia's open mic, she blasts techno music. So
I never got there that early.
Oh,
yeah.
And she's blasting the hits, and I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm at like a little club, you know. And mind you, this is an open mic.
It's like,
This is an open mic in a little quaint coffee shop.
yeah.
So it's like, people, it's not like a vibe.
So this is the thing. Like, people come to this coffee shop to like buy the coffee and like work on whatever
on student stuff.
Yeah,
Mostly students.
Mostly students, and then some other people that like work remotely, and then they just get subjected to fucking cum and dick jokes for about 3 hours.
So then people are like working, and I'm with my buddy, and we're just kind of like, ooh, you know what I mean, like feeling ourselves, whatever. Sonia starts the mic. It's not funny for maybe 2 comics.
Right.
Then this guy gets on stage and he goes, all right, so this is like my first time doing stand-up. And everybody, you know, you clap him in because everybody's supportive.
I would have booed.
I'm over the clapping for people who are just starting because I'm like, shut up, just do your thing, you know?
I mean, I said that for the first 100 mics I went to.
I never said that. I never wanted to admit that. I was just like, if I'm going to be bad, I'm going to be bad, whatever. So he goes, this is my first time doing stand-up. And everybody goes, all right, woo. And he goes, all right, let's see. So I'm a homophobe. And dude, I looked at my buddy and I go, oh my God.
Did you bust out laughing?
I cried.
I would have applauded him.
I started
First
crying.
time here, boo, I'm a homophobe.
Dude, and then it was nonstop.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
You guys are just
I'll name drop Joe Camarota. You know that guy?
Yeah.
He gets up on stage. He had like, Joe Camarota's always off his rockers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this time he got up on stage, and at the time it was like Barbie and Oppenheimer had just come out, and he was talking about how he's like, Joe's a crazy guy. He's funny. But he goes up and he goes, I read today in an article that Japan refuses to play the movie Oppenheimer because of how it makes Japanese people feel. And a lot of people are outraged about this because, you know, they're like, well, you got to show them. It's part of history. It's like, I don't know. I'm going to side with the Japanese on this one. You know, we did blow up an entire city of theirs, killed a lot of people. It's different for us, though. You know, they don't want to show that movie. Over here, we're like, it's Barbenheimer weekend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I started splitting my sides. This girl got up on stage. She had fat tits, and she started talking about how fat her tits were the whole time. And I'm in the background like, yes, they are.
Who was it?
I don't remember, dude. And by the time I got up there, I was like so far gone that I couldn't speak.
Did you do well?
Yeah, I did well because I immediately got up and I was like, because Sonia brought me up. She was like, you know him from laughing at all your fucking jokes tonight. Give it up for Brandon Pereira. And I go up and I got tears streaming down my face.
Yeah.
And I get quiet for a second. I go, yeah, I'm on mushrooms. And the whole room just exploded.
Yeah.
And then by then, after that point, I was just like, I was just talking. I was like, I don't even know what to say. I mean, like Joe Camarota got up here. I mean, I've never seen Joe do so well. I go, I go, you guys got to.
Dude, that's when you were like, oh, he was killing me. I was like, oh, you're definitely high.
Oh, I go, you guys got to watch Joe Camarota on mushrooms. I'll tell you this. Sober, would never watch that guy a day in my life. I go, on mushrooms? I was texting my mom during the set. I go, we got to go see this fucking guy.
Man.
We got to get tickets to see him. She goes, where can we see him? I go, nowhere. He doesn't get booked. No one books him. We got to go to his house.
I feel like the last place I'd want to be on mushrooms would be around
An open mic.
Yeah. Or anything comedy.
By the end, I was ready to go. I was like, get me out of here. Yeah.
For sure.
And then I literally felt like I was walking down the street in a wind tunnel. And I was sweating my ass off.
Like the 4th time I tried to do mushrooms, I was doing Derek and Dave's podcast, Derek Gaines and Dave Temple, right? And I thought I microdosed.
Yeah.
And me and Kate actually got into a fight. So, and then I'm doing their podcast, and while I'm sitting there, I'm like, uh-oh. Like I feel like, and all the wires for everything just started moving. I was like, oh no, it's snakes. And I was like, I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
Like I'm tripping.
Yeah.
And I had fucking emergency couples therapy. And, you know, because we had gotten to a bad fight.
Right.
So we had to call our therapist and be like, hey, we need to see you 2 days earlier. And I'm like, fuck, it's therapy's in an hour. It was cold out. I'm like, let me walk home so this cold will maybe knock it down a little bit. And it did. It like sobered me up a little bit. And then as soon as I walked into my warm apartment, it just fucking hit me.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah.
And then therapy started. And
Were you just like happy? I would have been like, nothing's wrong.
No,
suddenly everything's fine.
Dude, I just told him the truth right off the rip. Like, she was like, how are you guys doing? And I was like, I just want to be honest with both of you right now. I tried to microdose and I took too much. And I'm like, I'm new at this. I'm tripping. Please be gentle with me today, because I am. And they were pissed.
Really?
Oh, my girl was so mad at me. She's like, I can't believe this. And the thing is like I was completely clean off of everything for almost 10 years.
Yes.
The only time I'd taken any mood or mind-altering substance was when I went to the dentist. They had to pull some teeth.
Novocaine.
A couple of Vicodins.
No, okay.
Yeah, a couple of Vicodins. It was. I had what they call a hot tooth. So like, now that it's like the middle of the day, she got so mad at me. She was so pissed at me. But I wasn't meaning to like trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
Well, in a way,
Now I haven't touched it since then.
In a way, it kind of probably helped the first argument because it changed the subject pretty quickly.
Well, they didn't really talk about it. I was so happy.
Yeah.
I was so happy, and I was just trying to be.
You guys are taking a lot of couples trips.
Yes.
You guys went to Portugal recently.
Went to Portugal.
How was that?
It was good. It was
Yeah?
fun. Yeah. It's so fucking cheap over there, and it's beautiful.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
Beautiful. The worst part about that was I lost the key to the Airbnb.
Oh. And was it like one of those like old timey keys where
Yeah,
like
dude,
you
it's like
can't
you
really?
needed 2 keys. The key turned. It was wild. You needed like 2 keys,
You're staying in like a villa or something.
something like that.
Yeah.
And I had to pay the guy for that. It was like fucking $40 for that fucking key.
That was the most expensive thing in Portugal.
Dude, yeah, for real. 100%, because we went and bought like eggs and soda and cheese and just
like
shit for
$5.
the Airbnb. Dude, like everything was like $11.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And but that me losing the key, I had to piss.
So what'd you do?
Just started
pee in a bush.
Just started a fight with my girl.
About what?
I don't know, dude.
But then you're in another country fighting, and that's
Yeah, and then we both were like, I need to get away from you. So I went down to the town square and just sat there.
You're shitting me. And where'd she go?
She stayed up there by the Airbnb.
With no key.
And then he brought a key.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And let her in.
Yeah.
And she locked you out
No. I went back up there eventually.
after you blew off some steam.
Yeah.
At least you're blowing off steam in Portugal. What's it like to blow off steam in Portugal? You're just sitting there with people watching.
I mean,
probably.
dude, it's cool. I don't know. I think that's the Mediterranean there, right? By Portugal, isn't it?
I would
Is it
say.
the Mediterranean, Patrick?
I don't know. I think that would be the Mediterranean because
Yeah.
Spain's close.
Yeah. So it's
in the Atlantic. It's on the Atlantic. Well, that's pretty stupid.
the Mediterranean. It's not the Mediterranean. I'm
No.
not even fucking.
We're not even close. We suck.
This is how retarded.
It's literally the Atlantic. We're on the Atlantic.
Yeah.
We share the same body of water with
Yeah,
Portugal.
but it's more beautiful over there.
Really?
For sure.
Like crystal blue.
It's just nice.
Yeah.
It's just nice.
Yeah,
Everything is just nicer away from here.
What'd you go over there for?
Her friend got married,
Oh, so you went for a wedding.
dude, and that was probably the worst part about it. Cause
Was the wedding?
no, the wedding. I love her friend Jacqueline that got married.
Yeah.
I think she was on what TV show was she on? She's on that show. What's that show Hannah Berner was on?
Oh, Summer House.
She was on the first season of Summer House.
Really?
And then she stopped after the first season.
Oh, because she didn't like being on it.
I guess she just dropped out afterwards.
Uh-huh.
So we go to Portugal, but then we have all this itinerary lined up. Like there's a white party. You know what a white party is?
Everybody dresses up in white. I hate that.
It's fucking retarded.
I mean, you spill one thing on
Dude,
yourself, it's over.
it's so stupid. And I feel like white parties are more for black people now.
No, rich people.
Is that what it is?
It's rich. It's like a rich thing.
I mean, I
Well,
feel
there's
like,
there's that famous guy.
I mean, dude, black people just look better in all white than white people.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
They look more sane. like a you know what I mean? Like a black guy could wear all white, and you're
Yeah.
like, all right, that's
Like
a good outfit.
that motherfucker's sharp.
He dresses nice. If you and I were wearing all white, we're like, look at these painters.
Like no, or that or look at this Klan rally.
yeah, Klan rally,
yeah.
Klan rally. Yeah, the things we associate white people with all white clothing. It doesn't look good. I'd rather wear all black.
I just felt
I
like-
wear all black a lot.
We look like straight up cornballs all these white people on a roof in Portugal.
I look like a cornball anywhere I go, and I think I dress pretty nice for myself. But then, like, I'll go out in New York, and they're like, I don't go clubbing in New York because they look at me and they go,
No.
yeah, they ruined my night by telling me I look bad. You know what I mean? I'm going out to have a good time at your establishment. You're telling me to go home.
Oh yeah, you're not getting in.
So I'm just going to a dive bar.
I don't think anybody here in the studio right now is getting in.
No, absolutely not. I mean, Patty's wearing he's literally wearing what we just said.
Pat would go to the door. The security guard would give him a prescription for Ozempic, and he'd be like, come back.
Yeah, but if he has his camera, he could be like, no, I'm filming the night.
Yeah,
He'd be like, oh, right
that's
on.
right. No,
Right
I'm
on
doing
in
a
there,
documentary
right.
for Jared Schwartz.
I'm doing a documentary. I'm doing a documentary on One Oak.
Now, Pat, you actually go to clubs, right?
No. Do you? Patty's fixing his mic.
Patty is a club guy, I believe.
Are you a club guy?
I like it sometimes.
Yeah.
I like to vibe out.
Where's your club? Which club?
I like to
Go to Brooklyn
I like to go
Steel,
to
right?
really good clubs and like be like, nah, this ain't shit.
Well, here's the thing. If I had a girlfriend, going to a club is the one thing I would take advantage of, because you show up and you're already like, you don't hurt the ratio, and you don't add anything to ratio, but you don't hurt it either.
But the thing is
they're all about ratios
there's
out
so
here.
many animals in there, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird people. I went to
Yeah.
Little Sister once. You know, that's
I got invited there tonight, but I don't think
It's
I'm
a
dressed
club.
for it. I don't
You're
think I'm
not.
dressed.
Bro,
People
why
not
would
go
you
to
name a
Little
club Little Sister?
Because it's cool name.
It's definitely owned by pedophiles. Like that's
There's another
not-
club, Jeans. Like these are what clubs
I've been to
names
Jeans.
are.
I've been to Jeans.
The name of the club is Jeans?
Yeah, got a good disco ball at Jeans.
It sounds like a gay club.
No, it's good.
It's a great-
It's under a restaurant. It's good. And their drink prices aren't that bad.
Little Sister, there's this guy, I think what's his name?
Who?
There's this guy at the front door. He's like this Eastern European guy who always dresses nice, and he decides whether you're allowed in or not based on what your shoes look like.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, your shoes.
Our sneakers are okay?
It's all the shoe. If they're like nice and they like get in the club, sneakers are all right, but they gotta be nice shoes.
Okay, I got Common Projects on. That's like $500 pair of shoes.
Brandon, I'm looking at your shoes.
Brandon, why are you
You
wearing
might not get it
$500
tonight.
sneakers you can't even afford to eat?
I'm wearing $500 sneakers so I can get into Little Sister. My issue has always been the clothes and the lack of women that are around me. The problem is I end up
The lack of women?
The lack of women. I don't have any women with me. You got to have women with you in New York.
You don't have a girlfriend? I thought you had a girlfriend.
No, I don't.
When'd you break up with her?
Last year.
Did I ever meet her?
No. She never wanted to meet anybody. That's
Why'd you
probably-
break up with her?
That's a part of the reason.
No, I think that's good.
That's a
Why?
good
That your
reason.
girl doesn't want to know your friends?
She didn't really care.
That's great.
Now, if she watches this, let me tell you.
She's not
She's
watching.
not watching.
Let me tell you this. Caitlin, if you're watching this, I miss you. No, she's cool.
That's always a point of contention with me and my girl. She's like, I want to know your friends. I want you to know my friends. I'm like, I don't. I know enough people.
Why? Why wouldn't you want her to know your friends?
Because I know enough people. I don't need any more friends.
So when you went over to Portugal to go to her friend's wedding, you didn't meet anybody that you
Dude.
were like, because at a girl. Wait
this
a
is-
minute, because you're not gonna. Did you attach yourself to the hip like with her? Because I would have branched out and been like,
No,
go enjoy your friends.
I went and spoke to people.
I'm gonna find other guys.
I went and spoke to people, and I was just like, they're not
you.
me.
Yeah.
Right. But I was still a great date because I was dealing with all the girls at
They
the
love
wedding.
you.
They were like,
They love
he's,
you.
He's good.
He's the best.
He's good. But Kate is kind of retarded, right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I hope she's not watching this.
So Kate always and I have a fucking joke about this, and it's happened in real life. It's She always introduces me to people, and the first two things she says is that I was on heroin and I'm an ex-con.
That is horrible,
Dude.
But that's also what I would do. You kind of do it to
we're
yourself.
sitting
though.
at this
you
beautiful
do it to,
wedding.
You do it to yourself.
No,
Okay,
dude.
wait. Continue. Sorry, I don't want to.
We're sitting at this beautiful wedding, and that's how she's introducing me to people. And the guy next to me goes, "Oh, I would have never known." I go, "Yeah, that's what happens with recovery and reform. You would never know. You want me to act like how I did in jail? Fucking take your fucking dinner.
Oh, you thought she was just gonna bring a rabid animal to this beautiful wedding in Portugal?
You're all robbed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kate-
there's no jewelry left
Kate,
anywhere.
take his watch.
But she does that. So this is funny.
She thinks it's like a game, like it's like a little like it's your thing.
So she went to go.
That's fucked.
She
by the
went
way.
to Texas for the. I mean, I'm not mad at her for it.
I mean-
I get why she does it, but some people you can't do it with.
It's a conversation starter.
So
but those people, they don't know. They don't want to fucking.
Yeah, worry.
They want to eat hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
They want to eat hors d'oeuvres. They don't want to be worried about this guy who used to have a problem.
Kate goes down to Texas. She travels to Texas to go watch the eclipse with her mother, right?
Okay.
This is a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
right when the eclipse happened.
Okay.
And, now she's seeing her rich side of the family, where the grandmother just died. So there is jewelry to be given out.
Okay.
And they're talking to her, and they go, how is your life? And she's like, oh, I'm with this great guy. She tells them, ex-con, heroin addict. They're like, yeah, we're not going to give you any jewelry.
No jewelry.
And
Actually.
and she called me, and she goes, I got to stop doing that. I go, I'm telling you. And I'm like, listen, I'm not mad at you. I don't give two fucks. You're the one who's after jewelry. You know what I mean? But if this is the kind of shit that happens when you tell people stuff like that.
Is she going to get the jewelry later on down the
I
road?
have no idea.
That's
She
like-
should've just shut the fuck up.
I wouldn't have said shit.
All you got to say when you're introducing me is like...
Millionaire.
you can
He's
say-
actually a millionaire. He's got a famous podcast
You
on
don't
Gas Digital
It's not famous. We're fucking losing subscribers by the minute.
because no one can watch it because they don't want to subscribe to the channel.
Well, it's on YouTube. You can watch for free.
Oh, great.
Yeah, but there's... Well, anyway.
Anyway, go ahead.
So she's like, she calls me to tell me this, and I'm like, yeah, you got to stop telling people that. I'm like, what? I'm like, are those the two reasons why you found me attractive? Like, is that what you? Because you could tell people. You don't even have to tell them I'm a comedian. Be like, oh, he works for a nonprofit and he's a trainer also. And if you want to throw in comedian, you could throw in comedian. I mean, there's so many other things I do with my life that like those don't need to be the first two.
Right.
That didn't start happening in my life till all this social justice horse shit.
Right.
Where people are like, oh my God, this is Derek. He was formerly incarcerated and addicted to heroin.
Yeah.
Get to know him.
But I think you do it to yourself sometimes too because it's all you post on Instagram a lot.
Yeah, I know.
So
but
so in her mind, she probably like she probably thinks it's okay to talk about because she's like they're going to see it anyway.
my
if they look you up
social
on
media
Instagram.
isn't my real life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I post stuff on there so I can get booked more as a comedian.
Like I know your real life. Like yeah, you're a personal trainer. If people ask me about you, I would say, oh yeah, Derek's personal trainer for a prison reform company,
This is the thing
and
that,
he also works for the suicide hotline.
yeah, I know the number by heart.
It's a suicide hotline, isn't it?
No.
What is
what
it?
What the fuck is wrong with
You do work for the hotline.
No,
there used to be
I
a hotline
don't.
where people would call you and be like, I'm going to jump off this fucking building.
No,
And
if
you'd be like, don't do that. Let me sign you up for a 5K.
Did you hear me fucking?
It used to
on
be
the
like,
phone?
it was a running thing. It was a running thing.
Yeah, it
You
was
used to have the big shoe in your office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a suicide hotline.
I thought that's what it was.
No, we change. We attempt to help people change their lives through the power of running.
Oh, great. See, that's what I had it kind of.
Yeah.
My description was pretty good.
No, it wasn't.
kill yourself.
You said it was a suicide hotline.
Don't kill yourself till after you run the New York City Marathon in October.
But the thing with me is that I don't think funny all the time.
Okay.
That's not who I be.
That's good.
That's not who I am.
That's my flaw. One of them.
I mean, I feel like it holds me back at certain points and
Mm.
shit like that. But it's that I'm just like when I'm out, like I know there was like at that wedding, people are trying to be funny. They're like, "What do you think of this?" And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sucks because you can't even you don't drink.
No.
So it's like you're not even like getting to a point where like you could even tolerate that
Right.
conversation.
Right.
And they're just getting drunker.
Yeah.
So like they're like, well, what about this one? And you're still the same guy.
Oh, dude.
You're like,
I'm
yeah.
out, bro.
I'm out.
I'm out.
Did you dance?
Fucking one song.
Would you grind?
Well, my girl, yeah.
Yeah, nice. So that's how you
There's a
dance.
couple other girls there. I went, no, I'm just
We were all on a train.
No, we did a slow dance.
What song?
I forget. It was whatever their fucking wedding song was.
Oh, okay.
They dance for a little bit.
Yeah.
and Everybody else comes in.
Yeah. Did you do any sightseeing?
Dude, I forget the name of this place in Portugal, but it was. We only stayed there for one night. It was beautiful, like way better than the Airbnb. This place we stayed at was a real villa. Like I think the name of the place is some with a S. Gorgeous on
Okay.
this mountain. It was the Moors used to live there. There's like Moorish temples up there. You know who the Moors are?
I don't know.
They're like-
Patty, look it up
they're
while
like-
we talk.
They're like ancient Muslims.
Uh-huh.
You ever see the movie Robin Hood with Kevin
Yeah.
Costner and Morgan Freeman?
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman was a Moor.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Wow. Really on the nose. Morgan Freeman was a
yeah.
Moor. Yeah. The Moors Science Temple of America. No.
No.
Moors Temple in Portugal.
In Portugal, then I forget the name of the place. It's like Sin. The name of the area was like Sin something.
Castle of the Moors, located
Yeah,
in Sintra.
Sintra. That's it right there.
The most iconic Moorish sites in Portugal. It was built by the Moors in the 8th and 9th centuries and offers a panoramic view.
Bro, look at this fucking place.
Wow.
Look at that place.
Castle of the Moors. So you stayed there at the castle.
No. The castle was there. We stayed off in a villa. But, dude, this mountain, it was gorgeous. Like,
Okay.
Cars can only go one way on it if, like, sometimes the cars would be, you have to, like, pull off the side, let somebody buy you. It was beautiful. We only stayed there for a night. But it's some of the most gorgeous countryside I've ever seen in my life.
And you see a lot of...
Outdoor bathtub.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I was fucking plowing her from behind in the morning. There's leaves falling everywhere. It was great.
That's something I can see you talking about at the wedding when people talk to you.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, how was the Moors temple? You're like, outdoor bathtub, was plowing it from behind this morning. And they're like, okay, I'm going to go get some cake.
It was so good, dude.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, that place was dope. And then when we stayed over by the Atlantic Ocean, it was dope, too. There's a bunch of places I've been in my life where... You ever been to the Philippines before?
Never.
All right. So this is, my passport was revoked for almost 15 years.
I was going to ask you, like, what is it like going to prison and then, like, coming out? Like, can you travel?
When you're on parole, it's just revoked.
Yeah.
And then there was no reason for me to travel for a while. And then I applied and I got it back. But I remember I went one time when I reported to parole, she told me to bring it, my passport. And then I gave it to her and she was like.
And that was it.
That was it.
That was the last time you saw.
We're taking this from you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like the Philippines, ever been there? No, you said
Never
no,
been to
right?
Philippines.
So
no.
this Philippines is hot. It's cheap, but I don't really want to. I feel like if I explain it's gonna make me sound racist. So I'm going to
try to not sound racist.
I'm gonna tell you an interview I heard with Manny Pacquiao.
Okay.
How he explains the Philippines, and it was perfect.
Okay.
And he goes. When I was a child,
See, you're doing that. You're doing the voice.
In the Philippines, he goes, we were so poor, no money, no food, my flip-flops, different size, 2 different color. That was my life. That is the Philippines in a motherfucking nutshell.
Everybody's just kind of like they're just trying to get by.
There's this fucking rabid children running around. None of the toilets flush. You got to dump water into the toilet. They don't have
running
plumbing
water.
in a lot of places. No, the water runs.
Or no septic.
Dude, and there's like the place I was saying, there was like a moat on the side of the street basically where I guess some of the waste went. There's kids just playing in there.
It's just
and dude, I'm just flinging pesos around.
Pesos?
Yeah.
That's what they call them?
They call them pesos because the Spanish conquered the Philippines a long time ago.
Okay.
So the real rich people in the Philippines speak like English and Spanish, and they also speak Tagalog, which is a crazy language. There's only 13 letters in the alphabet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Tagalog. Yeah.
Tagalog. Yeah.
But cheap.
But
So
what did you like about it?
I mean, you want me to be honest with you?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
I thought
at
you were
all.
bringing this up to like tell me about like why you got to get over there.
No. I mean, if you want to so back then, this is when I went there, one of our dollars was worth 54 of theirs.
Okay.
So like a pack of cigarettes was 25 pesos, which is basically, it's like 48 cents.
Okay.
So I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And booze was very cheap, like 75 pesos.
You were drinking back then? Yeah.
Back then I was drinking, yeah. So I bought property while I was there.
Yeah.
Like an idiot.
Why? So wait a minute, you just have a house in fucking Philippines?
I mean, probably not mine anymore.
Really? There's like a house that people have just been squatting in for years.
Dude, and I went twice, and I stayed for like a month.
At the house you
second
bought?
time, yeah.
How much did the house cost?
It was like $5,000.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, that's
Was it
it.
big?
Yeah.
How-
2 floors. I had a spiral staircase put in it.
Shut up.
Yeah.
So you like did work on this house?
Yeah. And I just never went back.
Really?
Yeah.
And you're like, that's it for me.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Dude, they have these things called brownouts there,
Okay.
where the power goes down and the water just runs shit brown for like an hour or two. I don't understand it. I can't explain it. Don't want to know.
Yeah.
And then also I got severely ill while I was there.
Did you drink the water?
So this is what happened. The girl I was sleeping with down there,
Filipino?
Filipino girl, yeah.
You miss her?
No,
Okay.
not at all. We go like to the rainforest or some shit, right? And she's like, we used to joke around. She'd go, "Hey, motherfucker." That's how they pronounce their P's down. She'd be like, "Fuck you, motherfucker." That's how she would talk.
This is a Mexican accent.
She'd
by
be
the
like,
way.
"Motherfucker, have some water." right? That doesn't sound very. So there's like this ladle in the rainforest, and water pouring out.
Yeah.
And she's like, she drinks it. She's like, here, have some. It's healthy. It's a spring. And I drank it, dude. Oh my God.
Ruined you.
Yeah, within a couple hours, I was just fucking vomiting, projectile vomiting, just fluid, just everywhere. It was horrible. So yeah, don't go to the Philippines. That's one. Mexico, I can tell you about Mexico.
Where'd you go to Mexico?
Israel. I went to Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, okay, that's a nice part.
It's a fucking touristy area.
You're touristy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You don't when you travel, you don't like touristy area. You stay away. Cuz you're from New York, so it's like, you grew up around tourists all the time.
I hate New York and I hate traveling.
You hate New York?
Yeah.
Really?
This place is fucking horrible.
You ready to get out of here?
No. I'll stay here forever.
Right.
But I don't like what it's becoming.
Really?
Yeah.
Everybody's
living in a fantasy land, man.
It's not the same.
Bunch of children running around here spending their fucking parents' money.
You think it needs to be tougher?
I think some of these people need to get punched in the head.
Some people are getting punched in the head, mostly
Listen,
women.
I'm not completely against that. They should even it out a little bit. Some of these guys need to be punched too. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like you're the one punching them in the head.
I don't know. See, like a guy like you doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Coming here, right? You came here for a dream to do comedy, but you're working. You know,
Working.
you're a blue collar guy.
Yeah.
And but there's just so many people that I can't stand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Brooklyn, where I'm from, it's ruined.
Oh,
It's been ruined.
I think Brooklyn's horrendous. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like going over there. I don't feel safe there.
What?
I feel safe in Manhattan.
Wait,
I feel safe.
You don't feel safe, meaning like a woman will say you did something that you didn't. Type of thing?
It's people just look like they're judging me. You know what I mean?
They are.
They
are judging.
I'd rather feel like I'm gonna get attacked than I feel like I'm gonna get judged.
All right, I got you.
Like I feel safer on the R train.
Yeah.
At 3 a.m. than I do at Williamsburg L stop.
Like, dude, I went to go. I had like this little acting thing the other day to Brooklyn, and I rode I rode a bike over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as I get over the bridge and I'm riding through Brooklyn, I'm just getting angry, like just looking at everybody. I'm like seething. I go to this apartment, and I make a joke. I had to use the bathroom. I had to change to my wardrobe, and I come out and I go, "Hey, you got a Puerto Rican roommate?" And the girl who owns the apartment is like, "No, why?" I was like, "Oh, because your fucking sink is a mess. There's water everywhere." And this is an old school joke.
That's an easy
Puerto
easy
Rican
joke.
shower.
Yeah, and
And
you're Puerto Rican.
I'm also half Puerto Rican.
Yeah,
And a couple of the people there got it.
right.
A couple of people were very upset. And then she goes, "No, just so you know, I'm not racist." And then I'm like, I go, "Did you just say that you're not racist?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Oh." I go, "Do you think I'm racist?" And then she goes, "No." And I go, "Cool. All right." And fucking.
Then what the fuck are we doing here?
That's but I was like, I like just where she was, like I saw where she wanted to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And-
And it's not just her. There's people like that all through the borough. You know what I mean? And here in Manhattan also.
Yeah.
So, like I wish she was walking around over by Essex Street a couple weeks ago.
And just got hit in the head.
Yeah, knock some sense into her.
Not so.
You know what I mean?
Okay, wait. So you go down to Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah.
And what happens there? At this
it's-
point in your life, where are you?
I'm like just got my passport back,
Okay.
ready to fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just down there, chicks getting drunk. I'm eating fish tacos and just.
Are you a good guy yet, or are you still you're still figuring it out?
No, I'm clean.
You're clean.
I'm not drinking.
You're not drinking.
These bitches are drunk though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you're going down to Puerto Vallarta to go party, go meet some bitches.
Well, I went with a couple bitches.
Yeah.
I sound like such a jerk off right now. What the fuck is
No,
going
but it's nice if you say that. You got to change your tone. You can't be like, I went with a couple bitches.
Yeah,
you
I
got to
was
be like, I went with a few bitches.
I was having sex a lot while I was there, and then sitting on the beach and just chilling.
That's kind of what
Yeah.
people go to Mexico for.
So that was good. And then I went to Israel.
Yeah, from Mexico.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I tried to go to Canada after that. They wouldn't let me in.
Well, yeah, I think Canada. You can't even go in if you have a DUI.
It depends on who you get at customs.
And they kind of
we're good.
decide.
Yeah. Wait, she just messaged me.
What'd you say?
No.
We're gonna talk about this over a Zoom therapy
we got
session,
time.
and I will be on
We
mushrooms.
got time.
This is how we close out. Welcome to this. Where do you want to travel to next? Where's a dream destination?
You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
I have no dreams.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about like I'd go there. Like if you threw a dart at the map, and where would you want it to land?
Pennsylvania.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Where are you getting all this money to travel when you get out of prison? You're reformed a little bit. You get your passport back. What are you doing for work?
Why ask questions?
What are you doing for work? What are
Why-
you doing for work? You're like, I'm in Puerto Vallarta with some bitches. I'm in Philippines. I bought a house. Like, how are you getting money? Where are you getting money?
I work.
People ask me this question all the time. I don't get offended. They ask because I travel a lot. And they go, "Where are you getting this fucking money?"
I know where you get
And I'll
money
tell you
from.
how.
Your mom.
No, not true. Not true.
From who?
I save because I don't.
You're
I
like
don't,
my grandma died, and she left.
I got a lot of jewelry from my grandma because I'm not dating an ex-con. They gave it to me.
Well,
And I traded it in. I melted the gold down, and I got a lot of money.
Well,
No,
dude,
I'm kidding.
this is. I know that you buy cheap flights. I know that you.
Oh, yeah.
You fly fucking Allegiant. I know that you fly
Spirit.
Frontier.
No, I've flown Frontier
Get
in a
the
while.
fuck out of here.
Now I swear.
But you have,
I would.
dude. I also know that you will sleep in the street
I will.
or in the back of a comedy club.
And I have.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I know how you do it.
Yeah.
You also are starving to death. A lot of people don't know that about you.
I'm not starving to death.
You don't eat well.
I eat well.
This is the biggest I've seen you since I've met you.
Thank you so much.
You were dying of malnutrition when I met you.
Was I?
Yeah.
I was living in a kitchen.
Yeah.
With
no food.
I unplugged all the appliances. I didn't want people to come in there. I was like, this is my room.
I don't know where the fuck I will go. Guys, I probably should.
Well, where does your girl want to go that you're like, maybe?
She wants to fucking go everywhere.
Well,
You
wait,
fucking
what's
know
the next
girls.
place? What's the next place? You guys are sitting on the couch. She goes, babe, you know where we should go? And then you go, where? Where is she staying?
She wants to go on vacation next month, actually. I was like, Aruba.
Aruba?
I don't fucking know.
My friend loves Aruba, actually. He goes down there a lot. Or St. Martin.
I haven't been bitten by the travel bug, per se, so I probably wasn't the best person for this podcast.
Is that because when you travel, you're just Well, no, I think you're the best person. You're you're a great person for this podcast. You're great.
How do you feel about travel? Hate it.
You're
Can't
great.
stand it.
You're a great person for this podcast because I wanted to gain some different perspective out of you instead of just being like, oh, this is my ex-con best
Well,
friend.
I will tell you
Derek.
this: traveling wise, I've been all over the upstate New York.
What's the best place?
All the best prison.
The best.
They send you.
You do it to yourself.
They.
You do it to yourself. This
Dude,
is. I
let
can
me
see
tell you something.
No, I can see you being at the wedding, being like. I can see you being at the wedding and just hearing the wrong word and being like, let me tell you something about Rikers Island.
Well, first of all, Rikers is a horrible prison to be in.
Yeah.
And this is the worst part about Rikers. You want to know the worst part about Rikers? It's right next to the airport.
Yeah, it's
So you
it's
just-
next to LaGuardia.
You hear the planes taking off.
Yes, you
and
see
you're just
people
sitting
just-
in jail. Now, I will tell you this: some of the prisons upstate, you get lucky, you get locked up near Canada. Beautiful views.
Beautiful views. Mountains.
Beautiful views.
Mountains.
If you have access to a window,
Yeah.
and you see the mountains and the trees,
Yeah.
it'll take you out of there.
You're like, I may be getting the electric chair today, but at least looking at the snow on these mountains is really bringing peace to myself.
Yeah. I mean, bro, it's the little things. You know what I mean?
When you got out of prison, where it was like, this is the first place I want to go. You talk about this in your stand-up where you're like, I went and got a burger and a coffee, and
I
the
robbed
price went up.
I robbed the cafe.
And you robbed the cafe.
Yeah.
That's not a real story, obviously.
no, it's 100% true.
You actually robbed the cafe after you got out.
I beat that guy, and I called him homophobic slurs as I was beating him.
Derek's a good guy, everybody. Let me tell you something about
I
Derek.
didn't mean it.
Wait a minute. Okay, so you get out of jail. Where's the first place you want to go?
I go to the cafe.
Okay.
I wanted coffee.
And then after that, you're like, oh, maybe Cuba.
Trans
good coffee.
person behind the counter
Yeah.
told me a price that I was infuriated.
So that
filled me full of rage.
That ignited your hatred for Brooklyn,
right.
probably.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
assaulted him
uh-huh.
viciously.
You did?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And then, but there was no money, and I just took the iPad.
You're lying. This is for real.
Have I ever lied to you before?
No, you haven't lied to me, but that's just crazy.
But I didn't get caught for that. And guess what? It's been over 10 years, so suck my dick.
Well,
No, I'm joking.
Well, I'm glad you said that. Guys, Deputy...
I'm joking. I'm messing.
Deputy
I
Mike
know, right?
Woodson is here, actually. Glad you said that.
No, when I came home, I went to... Yeah, I did go to the cafe, and it was expensive.
Okay, but then but after you get out of jail, like, I don't know, you probably have a lot of thoughts about like where you want to go as soon as you get out.
I struggled financially,
Right.
like, for years.
Uh-huh.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
I got between, my check getting, what do they call that when they
Bounced.
Now, when they take money from your check, garnished. They were garnishing my wages because I was so behind on child support because I was. While you're locked up, it just keeps accruing. So I was like, all right. Like I was living in East New York, Brooklyn. I was like, all right, maybe I'll make it to Queens one day.
That was it. That was the goal. Start small. Go to Queens.
Yeah, dude, it was bad. Like I didn't go anywhere for years. It was like 2-3 years there where like I was just.
Where was the first place?
Mexico.
That was Puerto Vallarta.
Yep.
When you went with the bitches.
Yep. And then I went to Israel after that
And
by
Israel,
myself.
Israel was fun.
Yeah,
That was your first time.
that was my first time.
And you are Jewish, so
Yes.
that was an experience.
Yeah.
Did you have to go with like a soldier? You have to be accompanied by
No,
soldiers?
no, I don't. I did some adult birthright stuff. Like we went to like I think it's called Masada. It was like this castle where these Romans killed a bunch of Jews. And I went there, and then I went to the Dead Sea.
The wall.
I went to the Wailing Wall. I did that on my own.
Uh-huh.
I went to the Wailing Wall on my own, and dude, it was just fucking. Tel Aviv is the shit. The food is phenomenal. If you are a single guy, the women are
Beautiful.
yeah, fucking exquisite. And there was this Greek Jew place called Kalamata, and one of the waitresses there took a liking to me.
And what happened?
I was just so I'd go there in the morning and I'd order Turkish coffee, right, and I'd smoke. I smoke on vacation whenever I'm like out, right.
Okay.
So I'd drink my.
That's
Turkish.
you still do that today?
If I I smoke cigs.
Uh-huh.
When I'm like out of the country.
Uh-huh.
I like
It's only out of the country.
I don't smoke them here. I vape here.
Uh-huh. Right.
I'm gay. So I'd go to this place, and dude, the Mediterranean is gorgeous.
Uh-huh.
I know for a fact that's the Mediterranean.
Okay.
That's definitely the Mediterranean.
Okay.
I was wrong about Portugal, but that's the Mediterranean.
Right.
And I was just sitting there smoking. It was like my second or third day drinking my coffee, and she comes up and she goes, she's smoking too. She goes, "You look like you have a dark past."
Ooh.
And I go, "Sister, you have no idea."
You said it just like that.
Just like that.
Uh-huh.
And then we just had sex for the.
She was like, I want you to pound me in my outdoor
She came-
bathtub.
She was saying some crazy shit at the end because you're laying there having sex, in the evenings, and you're just talking and shit.
Yeah.
And then she tried to get me to like go on like a drug run.
A drug run.
Yeah.
She tried to like rope you back into your
Yeah.
into your past.
I think she was full of shit.
Uh-huh. She probably just had a fetish.
100%.
How many people did you run into after you got out of prison that just had jail like prisoner fetishes?
So I dealt a lot with that with my clients because I work at a gym that only hires you if you are
Right.
been incarcerated. So a lot of those that happened to me a lot. Like the first 2-3 years I worked there, but I was putting myself out there for that.
Yeah.
And now I don't even once
Yeah.
class is over, I don't even speak to my clients anymore.
Mm.
I just leave.
You just leave.
Yeah,
Well, you're
I'm also-
wifed up.
40 pounds fatter than I was then.
I don't think that matters.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't.
I don't know. I don't think
I
that really
still
matters.
get chicks when I'm portly.
You got those blue eyes. You'd be all right.
Yeah.
But all right. So wait. So this girl, Catalata.
The name of the place was
Cal-
Kalamata. I don't
Kalamata.
remember the girl's name.
You don't remember her name.
No.
And you don't know where she went.
Nope.
How'd that end? Just at the end of the trip?
I
Or
mean,
like-
I just didn't go see her again after she tried to get me to go on a drug run.
Oh, you were like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
What were the drugs that you wanted to get?
I believe it was
Cocaine.
cocaine. Yeah.
Yeah. It's always cocaine when it's a
Yeah,
run.
Yeah.
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 Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Kalamata. I wonder if that restaurant's still there.
I'm just glad that she waited 5 days before she tried to. Because then if she would have said it to me the first day, I went and got to have sex with her the next 4 days after that.
First day she goes, hey, it's nice to meet you. I would like to have sex with you, but also I'd like to go on a drug run with you. Why'd you say it? Second part. I got to say goodbye to you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that Israel was dope. Was great. It's beautiful there. I enjoyed that. I would go there again. I'd go there right now, actually. You know what? I feel like tickets to Israel are probably very cheap right now.
I don't know. Let's look that up.
Yeah, Patrick, see what a round trip ticket to Israel is. Let's say
From JFK to Tel Aviv.
from in late May, early June.
Round trip from JFK to Tel Aviv.
Or any place.
I think at the beginning of the Troubles, I think it was crazy. I think now it's back to kind of like being what it was.
What are we looking at here?
Yeah, it's like
Dude, what are you talking? $800 round trip?
That's
oh, connecting.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
yeah, nonstop, $1,000
Nonstop,
bucks.
that's good. $1,000.
What is it usually?
It was way more than that back then.
Really?
Like $1,500.
1,500.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's really a discount.
$1,000? It's a 12-hour flight, buddy.
I don't know. I mean, whatever. I go to fucking. I'm going to Spain for like $400. It's 8 hours. What's an extra 3 hours?
Yeah, Portugal was only 8. So yeah, maybe. So I'm wrong. Fuck me in the ass. What can you do? That's $800 is fucking like 1 day plus 14 hours. You're poor.
That's what I mean. Yeah, exactly. And I've taken trips like that
It's
where
like
you're like,
that's a Medicaid.
I think
flight.
JC Mendoza.
You get your food with a food stamp card on that flight.
JC Mendoza has a good joke about this, but I used to think
What, his
about
Cleveland
too.
joke?
Where he's like, I've always wanted to show you Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
LeBron stopped here before he went to Miami. Yeah,
That's a good
I
joke.
I know the joke.
My buddies and I, we did that once. We were like, oh, we could fly to Mykonos for $700, but it includes a 24-hour layover in London.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not a bad layover. If you're with your
No,
boys.
I know, and we were with our boys. We have 11 of us.
I went to London too.
Okay, so you're leaving these out.
It was horrible.
You didn't like it.
No, that place sucks.
Did you do comedy there?
No.
Were you doing comedy at the time?
Yes.
You went with Kate.
No.
No.
No, I went with my buddy who was also in prison and just got his passport back too.
Oh, that's how you went to celebrate.
So they were opening up a comedy in London.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it still there?
No.
Closed. It didn't last.
Dude.
They're like, we don't want to do this.
Dude, so the East End of London used to be like a tough area. Now I guess it's getting gentrified or whatever. But I go there with a buddy of mine who I'm not friends with anymore because of this trip.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So this dude was locked up for 15 years.
Doing what? You can't say.
He hurt people.
Okay.
7 of those years he was in solitary.
That bad.
So he is not the most mentally stable individual.
Right.
Dude, people could do a month in solitary and lose it, right? He's what we call in the formerly incarcerated community fried.
Okay.
He's fried. He gets angry quick. He likes to threaten if he doesn't get his way, shit like that. So we're on the plane, right? And he's like, oh, man, what is that? Why is the plane shaking? I'm like, oh, that's turbulence. It's like air pockets.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm going to go talk to the pilot. And I go, no, the fuck you're not. Sit down. I was like, you can't threaten the turbulence to go away. Like, this is what it is, right? We land in London. He's a practicing Muslim.
Yeah.
As soon as we get into the airport, he starts walking up to people and asking them if they're Muslim. And he says it, he goes, yo, you Muslim? You Muslim? You Muslim? And I go, bro, I don't know where your head is at, but I was like, I don't think this is a good question to be asking people in the airport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, man, it's mad Muslims out here. That's, how he would say Muslim, right? But bro, everywhere we go, he's asking people if they're Muslim, right? And then I don't know if you've ever been on the Thames, the Times River?
The Times River, yeah.
It's the Thames, right? The
Thames River, yeah, whatever.
Thames?
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if you know this, but like, I guess during some war, like England or Britain, they took some artifacts from Egypt, and we took some too. There was one of them in Central Park that had like this Egyptian totem, and he's like, yo, man, he's like, they stole this from us. He's like getting real emotional, and I'm like, oh, he's like Senegalese. I was like, no, that's Egyptian, and he's like, yeah, but it's Africa. He's like really getting into it. I'm like, yeah, no, but I was like, the Egyptians, they hate you too. They don't like dark-skinned people. And dude, so this trip is just, it's getting bad, right? Like, they put us in a 2-room flat, which was nice. They only give us 1 key, 1 fob.
Ooh.
So the key and the fob are connected.
Yeah.
We're not getting along great, right? One night we go out, and I guess they don't call them bartenders, though. They call them barmaids.
Barmaids, yeah.
Barmaid, right?
Uh-huh.
So the barmaid comes up to us for sitting, and he orders a drink, and she's like, where are you two from? I don't do a good English accent.
That's better than your Filipino accent.
And he's like, I'm from Brooklyn, ma.
Oh, no.
I'm from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, I've heard of Brooklyn. Is it bad? He goes, it's bad. And she looks at me, and she goes, where are you from? I go, I'm from East New York, Brooklyn. I go, it's actually way worse than Bed-Stuy.
Okay.
She walks away, dude, and he got upset that I said that.
That you compared.
He's like, man, why the fuck would you say that?
Yeah.
Why would you say that East New York is worse than Bed-Stuy? And I was just joking around, but in reality, it is.
Yeah.
Right? It's really, it's bad.
Uh-huh.
And he was offended that I said my neighborhood was tougher than his neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right? So he says to the girl when she comes back with the drinks, he says, yo, where the hood at? And
boy.
She's like, I don't understand. And I know some of the lingo. I'm like, oh, he's looking for like a dodgy area. And she's like, why do you
want to
go to a dodgy area? So, and I say to him also, I go, and this is like right after my brother got shot.
Yeah.
I go, Sultan, I live in one of the worst neighborhoods in America. Like, I didn't come to London to go to their bad neighborhood. Like, I want to go look at Buckingham Palace.
Yeah.
And, like, go to London bridges.
Right.
And shit like that.
Yeah.
And, dude, this whole trip, like, we go to the London Tower. You ever been in the Tower?
Of course.
So there's, like, an outdoor little prison there that they would keep guys in and then
the moat.
feed them to tigers.
And the moat, yeah.
Bro, he's looking at he's like, yo, man, they locked us up. I'm like, dude. I'm like, this is like during the fucking medieval times.
Like
bro.
Jesus was alive.
Yeah, there's nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
He's like, no. So like, he's like overly emotional about everything.
Yeah.
And he's like, he gets the address to like this tough area, this club in this tough area. I'm like, dude, I'm not going. I'm like, give me the keys to the
hotel.
The
flat. Yeah.
And I'll see you. He's like, oh, you just gonna leave me here? You gonna leave me in another country alone? And I was like, bro, we're in fucking London. It's not Beirut.
Yeah.
Like nothing's gonna happen to you, you know?
Shout out Patty for Beirut.
So we go to this club. Now I don't know, you know this about London. People, there's a lot of stabbings there. There's no guns. People are just getting stabbed.
Yeah.
I'm completely aware of what's happening
High alert.
right now. High alert.
Yeah.
They're not patting anybody down walking into the club. There's no metal detectors. I'm like, fuck this. They're playing like, there's a guy performing like this jungle rap shit. I'm not trying to be racist. I think that's what I think that's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
It's called jungle, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And his face is painted and he's wilding. He's like, oh, so for in it, right?
Yeah.
And Sultan goes out on the dance floor and bro, he's just a big guy and they're like pushing him around. He like dropped his phone. Like I could tell him like he's not used to feeling like this. People don't know who he is. They don't give a fuck. We're not in Brooklyn anymore. And I'm like, dude, I'm out of here. And he's like, just stay, man. Real recognize real. I'm like, no, I don't recognize anything about this fucking place. I'm leaving, right? So, dude, he wouldn't ride the train back with me to the flat. He stayed one car over and just looked to see when I got off. It was so weird. And then we walk back. We're walking back after we get off the train, and he's like half a block behind me.
Yeah.
Right. Because he didn't know where the fuck he was going. I like knew where everything was. So that next morning, I wake up. He took the key with him with the fob. So, dude, I can't even get on the elevator.
Yeah.
Right. And then, and I'm like, I call him. I'm like, yo, where you at? He's like, oh, I'll be back in a little bit, bro. Hours goes by. He's posting on Instagram, just walking around London. I'm like, this motherfucker, man. And I'm leaving. I'm not staying here. You know what I mean? Because this is just getting bad.
Yeah.
And I always will. Am I reformed 100%? I'm definitely not this kind of criminal. I'm like, I'm getting out of here before this gets bad. I make a reservation at the Moxie. And as soon as he gets back, I'm like standing at the door.
With your suitcase.
With my suitcase.
I'm leaving, Darren.
I'm like...
I'm leaving.
I'm leaving. So I go, as soon as he opens the door, I go, open that fucking elevator, right? And he opens it up and he's like, oh, so you leaving.
Yeah.
And I get on the elevator. I'm like, yeah, I'm going. I'm leaving. He's like, man, he's like, this is bad. He's like, you breaking a bond. You breaking a bond right now. And I was like, well, you shouldn't feel like that. And he goes, why? And I go, because you're Muslim. And then the fucking... and the door shut. Dude, I didn't...
You should have said Muslim.
Yeah, I know. The door shuts. I go to the Moxie. Now, we fly back on separate flights now.
Yeah.
Right? You got to remember, we work at the same place.
So you're going to see each other.
we worked it out to where we didn't see each other. I walk in there one day, and I was there by myself, I thought. And then I just hear somebody go, yo, is there any toilet paper? And it's him. He's taking a shit, and there's no toilet paper. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, yeah, I got you. Now, I don't know if you know this, but like one of the best times to attack somebody while you're incarcerated is while they're sitting on the toilet.
Because they're vulnerable.
They're vulnerable. Their pants are down. They might either have a turd hanging out of their ass, but
Oh
their pants are locked up around their ankles.
Yeah.
It's a tough thing to.
Yeah.
So I go, yeah, I got you. And he goes, who's that? And I go, it's Derek. And then you just hear the door fucking slam and lock.
Oh, because he knew you were coming.
Yeah, but I wasn't gonna do anything like that. And then I just I put the toilet paper out there
For him.
yeah. But yeah, I saw him. I bumped into him one time. I thought we got past everything.
It's not. It's done.
No. Well, actually, the last time I saw him, he leaned into me when he shook my hand and he goes, "I should have kicked your ass in London." I was like,
Good day, mate.
I was like, you shouldn't do that. And he was like, why? And I was like, because you Muslim.
Guys,
Are we done?
that was it. Derek Drescher, everybody. Derek,
Follow
I love
me
you, man.
on Instagram at Derek Drescher. Listen to On the Gate Podcast. Subscribe to Gas Digital. Use code OTG14 for a free 14-day subscription to Gas Digital.
Awesome. Dude, I love you, man.
Love you too, buddy.
It's so good to see
Hopefully
you.
this was good.
No, I enjoyed listening. I enjoy listening to anything you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're very, very fun guy. Guys, that's been another episode of Welcome to This. I'm Brandon Barrera. Follow me at Brandon O. Barrera on IG. Patty's pointing to something. I don't know what it. Huh? Oh, yeah. Sorry. Let's do that again. I'm at Brandon O. Barrera on IG. Follow Patty Samaha at Pat Samaha. And yeah, see you next time. All right. See ya. Bye. Sweet. That was nice.